Hey guys, Ryan here from Indy Wrestling School, and today we're going to give you 5 tips that every promoter needs to run a successful independent wrestling show. Tell them, Vin.
5.
Coming up. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing below. We put out new videos every single Thursday for 3 Minute Thursday. One of the things we wanted to talk about was 5 tips that every promoter needs to know. I'm here with Vin, who's run a number of wrestling shows in New Jersey alongside of me. And there's some things that we've picked up along the way that could be helpful to you. And it's one of the topics that Vin encouraged me to do. And I thought it best to have him here to kind of explain to everybody out there the little secrets that you might not know when you're first getting into it. Some of them might seem obvious on the surface, but they really help you out in the long run. So let's start with number 1, Vin.
Number 1 out of the 5, it seems kind of silly, but chairs. If you're renting the chairs like we rent chairs, if you can go to any place you're renting and saying, I want to rent out for 3 different events, what's the best deal you can give me? So the overall arcing theme here for all 5 of these is everything's negotiable. You got to remember, it's basically a $25 game. You're trying to save $25, $50. You're trying to save anywhere you can without hurting the show. You know, we went from white chairs to brown chairs. Did it matter? No, because we had butts in the seats. Hey-o. So that saved us about $50 a show. Now $50 a show doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're running 5, 6, 7 shows, all of a sudden that all adds up. And it's all about making sure that you have money for the next show. Number 2 is utilize your space. When a lot of people are there, a lot of wrestling fans, people like to buy stuff. So have a merch table. And if you don't have any merch to sell the space to sell the merch table. You have a lot of guys, maybe at your local flea market or your swap meets or whatever, who would love to give you $75, $50, just to be in the corner, and they can set up all their stuff and they can sell their stuff because they know they have a target audience there. If they have a bunch of old wrestling figures, magazines, masks, etc., they know they have a bunch of clientele there that's willing to buy that. Talent. Now, talent isn't really negotiable because you really shouldn't disrespect anybody by saying, how much do you want? No, you want to go back and forth with it. It's kind of it's not really something I would recommend doing to somebody. It just leaves a bitter taste in everybody's mouth. They know what they're worth. They've doing this all over the place. They know how much they're willing to get. And it's okay to say no. You have to utilize your talent. And maybe you can get one guy you really like, maybe he's a top name. You have to really think about, is that going to draw more people? Or for that one price of one guy, I can get 3 guys, and maybe one of those guys is the next big superstar, the next big indie thing.
And what I've done in the past, because I'm always working with a budget, I book guys multiple shows out because I always have an idea in mind of what I want them to do. So what I'll tell them, hey look, I only have $50 this show. Will you do this show for $50 and I can make it up to you on the next show? Sometimes guys will work with you on that level. Other times they won't. You just have to be able to you can't be offended.
You can't take it personal.
There, that's a better way of saying it.
You can't take it personal. It is what it is. Everybody's a big boy here, or big women here. Food. We never talked about pretzels and water. I think more wrestling promoters made money off of pretzels and water than anything else in the world. Because people are there, they get hungry, they want to eat, they want to drink. You wouldn't be surprised how much times where if we didn't sell pretzels or we didn't sell snacks, you know, Doritos, bags, chips, whatever's easiest for you to sell to get your hands on, and water, we would have lost money on a show. Sometimes that makes a difference of we're going to Hooters to celebrate. After the show, we're going to Hooters to cry in our beers.
Now, one of the funny things you mentioned about food, one of the more famous acts in all of Southern wrestling history was the Tupelo concession stand brawl. And basically, if you watch that, you can see the promoter running around screaming at all 4 men, the Honky Tonk Man, Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, all the guys involved in that brawl, protecting the popcorn machine.
The popcorn machine.
Because it made him so much money.
Made more money than the Honky Tonk Man.
That made him more money than tickets, than anything else. So he was protecting it with his life, and he got beat up for it. But that just goes to show you how big an influence food can be on your show.
Help. You're gonna need help. And I can't stress enough, if you're running your own wrestling show, you're probably an outgoing person as it is. You probably have friends who are also into wrestling. Maybe they don't want to be in the show. But since you're running it, you're taking that leap, you're doing it yourself, and it's exciting. There's going to be people who want to be involved in that process. Definitely for the first show. By the 5th show, you get a little less people wanting to help. But you have to utilize the people willing to help. You have to utilize the people at the ticket stand. You have to utilize the people who want to help you succeed. Now, a lot of those times when people don't get paid, they're just there for the good time, and they understand that it's not really a cash cow. Nobody's really making a lot of money here. The goal to me was always never lose money. If you can have enough to pay for the meal and you had a blast and everybody's safe, that's the goal. So there's going to be people who want to help. So make sure you let them help. Think about all the little nuances of the show that you can't do yourself. Get a group. It might cost you dinner afterwards, but it's worth every cent.
Now, so these are things that Vin picked up along the way, and I would say most of them you sort of learned the hard way.
Yes.
And you have the benefit out there of learning things right up front that we had to learn through a painstaking process. So Vin, I want to thank you for joining us here. And if you like this video, beat the shit out of the like button, and I'll see you next week for 3 Minute Thursday.